What's up, miners? Today I made a new ores to my game as well as many other cool things, because in this video I'll try to transform my boring, dull, ugly survival game that I made in 7 days into something worth playing. So I decided to start by adding new materials. I added copper, iron and gold because so far we only have tools made out of stone. I also added a crafting table that will unlock new crafts using the new materials. I tried to make the crafting table model look like it was made in the wild environment, because I hate it when in survival games things look like they come straight from a factory. So I ended up with this. I also added a temporary craft for gold to test how it works. Apparently it works fine, but we still can make new tools using the new ores. Why? Didn't you play Minecraft? We need to smelt them first. So we need to add a furnace, but before I added a furnace, I wanted to add a campfire. It will basically work the same way as the furnace, but will be used for cooking food. So I made the model, added some particles and made it slowly run out of fuel. It also burns out when you sleep. Yeah, take this, Minecraft. However, I didn't know how to implement the interaction with it. At first, I wanted to make it so you need to hold an item in your hand and right-click on the campfire to put it in, which is kinda cool and immersive, but I thought it would be inconsistent because the crafting table had a UI. So I designed the UI for the campfire, and now we can place it, add sticks or leaves as a fuel and smelt stones into gold. It was also for testing. Anyway, it was finally time to add the furnace. I didn't know what I wanted it to look like, so it took me a while to make, but I ended up with this model. Making it work was easy though, since it works exactly the same way as the campfire. However, I decided to make it so you can't put leaves as a fuel here, and we could finally smelt copper, iron and gold into ingots. I don't know why I added the smelted gold, because I wasn't planning to add golden tools or anything made of gold, but I planned to add copper and iron tools, so I added them to the game. You can craft them on the crafting table. The copper tools are obviously better than the stone tools. You get more materials per head and you have a higher chance to get something. The iron tools are better than the copper tools, you get even more materials and the chances to get something are even higher. I also added some weapons so we can use them to fight bushes and trees, but fighting bushes is not very entertaining, so I think it's time to save the plants and add some animals that will physically abuse to get some yummy food. So I decided to add fish and crabs because it would be weird here without them. Also, I wanted to add pigs. I don't think I need to explain that. Okay, actually they do live on some islands, so they would fit the game. So I made the crab, fish and pigs models, and oh boy did they take me a while to make. But unfortunately making the models wasn't the hardest part, because I also needed to animate and code the AI for them, which didn't really go well. I coded some AI, then animated my crab. By the way, I didn't know that crabs were walking sideways before making this video. I guess I was dumb. Then I made him drop meat that you can eat and cook on a campfire. Now I had to do the same things to the pig, and I thought I would be done, but after testing them I realized how dumb my AI was. Like, it wasn't even funny, so I tried to improve them, but the power went off and this happened. So my pig prefab got corrupted and the grass and sky materials got corrupted as well. It's not a lot, but it got me frustrated and ruined my day. So the next day I fixed the materials issues and remade the prefab. Since the AI was insanely dumb, I decided to completely remake it. Now it's way smarter. I even made it notice obstacles. It's still kinda stupid sometimes, almost like me when I talk to girls, but it's way better than it used to be, so I'm satisfied. I also made the crabs walk underwater, but I made it so they can't walk too far away from the islands. Speaking of water, I had the last animal to add, which is fish. Luckily I didn't have to animate it, you can just use a shader for it. I made a controversial decision. I chose not to add fish and rods to catch them because it's kinda boring, so we'll use spears for it. I added 3 spears, stone, copper and iron. You can catch fish like this by hitting it with a spear, and of course you can use spears to terrorize pigs or crabs. They also got a longer attack distance, but they're low-key slow. Finally, to finish with the animals, I decided to add animal spawners, so I don't have to place them manually and the animals can respawn. They spawn in random amounts if the player is far away and is not looking in the spawner direction, so it looks more natural and you don't see the animal spawning in front of you. Also, there's a chance that no one will spawn. But of course we won't rely only on animal-based food, so I decided to add some no-name orange berries because I couldn't decide which berries I should add. Pineapples, because I recently discovered that I love them, and 2 mushrooms. So if you were on a deserted island and saw these 2 mushrooms, which one would you eat if you were starving? Write in the comments. So the white mushroom restores your hunger and you can cook it to restore even more hunger. However, the blue one... Yeah, I would probably pick this one. Moving to a different kind of food, the food for your eyes, because I decided to work on some eye candy, get it? So there's a small problem with the sky in my game. As you can see, it's green and it's not because of some mushrooms my character ate. I just had some problems with the Unity's default skybox material. It didn't work well with my day-night cycle, so I decided to make my own shader for it. I made my sky just a gradient, then I made it change the colors with the day-night cycle. I spent a lot of time playing with the colors. Then I decided to add stars. I used the noise to generate the stars. Then I found out that the stars would stretch on the sides, so I had to do some dark magic to fix them. But I still wasn't satisfied with the results, so I spent hours playing with different noises, occasionally flashbanging myself, but eventually I gave up and made the stars appear at night. Also, it's not very noticeable, but I made them different colors. The whole thing was looking decent, but I still had to add the sun and the moon. So I tried to do it using my shader. Obviously I wasn't capable of doing that, so I decided to use two bright spheres that would rotate around the player. They looked weird, so I decided to use sprites. I made them always look at the player and follow the player's position so you can just swim to them. I think I'm happy with the final results, so I moved on and tried to improve the grass shader, because right now it doesn't react to the lighting. I just changed its color in the day-night cycle script, but despite all my effort, I still couldn't get the results I wanted to. It was so sad. But the trees had a glow up, they had ugly leaves and lacked details, and now they look way better in my opinion. Then I improved the bushes. I also tried to go fancy and add some leaves, but they looked weird, so I removed them. Then I did some hands animations like walking and jumping and some other minor details. But what's the point of having a beautiful map where there's nothing to do? So my next step was to add a big map where you could survive and have fun. I started manually adding different islands, and for some reason it was the most boring part so far, so I was procrastinating like you on hitting those sweet like and subscribe buttons. I know you probably expected random world generation or something like that, but I'm not good at that stuff yet, so this will do for now. However, when I was making my new big map, I had some performance issues. I mean, my PC was lagging like I was trying to run a new Call of Duty on it, and oh boy, I didn't want to optimize the game, but I guess I had to. Turned out the main problem was the animals, so I made it when the player is far away, their behavior is not simulated. Then I finished the map, made it so the player spawns on a random island, added puddles with drinkable water, and then added some music to the game. I bought this music pack a few years ago for one of my games that I didn't finish, but I think it fits this game as well. As always, at the end, I'm playing my own masterpiece to see what I've done. The last time was kinda dull though, because there was nothing to do, but this time we have achievements, so I'll try to complete all of them. Yeah, I didn't mention that, but I also added achievements because so far you can progress in the game, you can get better tools and explore the islands, but nothing motivates you to do it, so I decided to add an achievement system to kinda fix this problem. Yeah, I think we'll start by collecting the resources as always. As I was swimming from island to island collecting the resources, I spotted some fish which I also needed for an achievement. However, I didn't have a spear to catch them, and to craft a spear I needed a crafting table, and to craft a crafting table I needed a lot of wines, so I went to another island to get them. Need a lot of them. Broke my axe. Okay, and we still don't have enough, so that's why the government cuts all of the trees. Damn it, they don't last long, just like me.
Oh my god, I need to destroy this tree. If I don't, I'm gay.
Ooh, damn. So I got the resources, made the crafting table, crafted a spear and went to find those fish. Please be 5. I don't want to spend too much time on it. Wait. Dude, where are they? Yeah! Unfortunately, there were only 2, so I came back to my island and completed my first achievement by making a campfire. Oh! Guys, you know what it is? You know what? I'll save it for a special moment, so we won't eat it right now. I collected some more resources and made a furnace because we'll need it to make the copper and iron tools. While the copper was smelting, I went to find some more fish. Unfortunately, I didn't find them, but I found a bunch of crabs. So I came back, made a copper pickaxe and completed another achievement. Yeah, we've got the miner. Should we get more iron? Wait, what is that? Oh my god, guys. That's a flying fish? Well, it's not really flying, but... we've got more fish. Please give me another one. Okay, I'm sure I'll find it. Oh wait, I see one! I see one! Oh my god. Yeah, I'm speedrunning this bit. Yes. Yes, we've got him. And not only did I find fish, I also found 2 out of 3 pigs. Oh my... How lucky do I have to be? Oh my... Why are you so fast? Dude, come on. Come back. Yeah. We got one. The second one. The only things left to do were to kill the last pig and get gold. Getting gold was easy though because I knew where to look for it. Nice. Got a stone. What the hell? There's 5 fish. Dude, where were you when I was starting? But getting the last pig wasn't that easy because they spawn randomly. And I wasn't very lucky because I had to wait for a while for them to spawn. While I was waiting, I decided to get full iron gear and went to the island where pigs should spawn. Hey guys, I decided to get all of the iron tools while I'm waiting. And I almost died because I forgot to sleep. Obviously, I got the last 2 achievements, the Sugar Daddy and the Bill Gates. However, when I arrived, there was no one. My god. Yeah, there are no pigs. So I decided to go to the island where I found the first 2 pigs. The chances were low that I find another pig there, but I still decided to try it. Okay. No way! No way. Come here. So I brutally murdered a poor pig, finishing all of the achievements so far.